Process. Today, I'm going to talk about falling in love with the process, not the product. And this can help you with everything. At one point, I was an avid procrastinator. Sometimes I still can be, but I want people to realize what procrastination truly means. Procrastination is just avoidance. It's avoidance, and then a lot of times you avoid stuff because you have a product, and a product or your outcome is so big it's hard to fathom or to imagine that product. So you'll divert somewhere else or do other things because it's hard to grip your mind and imagine, okay, how can I do this thing or create this product. So I like metaphors and I like to make things tangible and realistic. So the realism is like, oh, I want some abs, or I have this weight loss goal, which is basically your product. I'm losing 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. What you need to learn to retrain your brain is falling in love with the process for that product. And what I mean by that is, say, if you're doing a workout program, I'll just give a prime example, Insanity. This is where I'm starting. Let's say 30 minutes per day or 30 minutes 4 times a week. Fall in love with that, and then give yourself a certain type of reward for that system. After you do something really hard, reward yourself. So that's one of the key motivators in procrastination. You procrastinate because you don't believe that you can do this for your life or you can create this thing. So you kind of trick yourself into some other reward. Let me do this. Social media gets you somewhat of a instant gratification. But if you could take that back, it's like, okay, I did 25 minutes out. Maybe I'll eat a Snickers bar. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't eat Snickers. That's like crazy. But maybe I'll go to the movies, or I'll do this, or some type of reward that builds you to your common goal, and you break those core goals down. So me, like, I've been doing a lot of studying with like algorithms, things like that. So a lot of times your problem is you'll be doing stuff so long and so hard. Take 25 minutes, 30 minutes, focus with a timer. Turn your phone off, turn off social media, maybe turn off the internet. If you could study or do something without those distractions, and take a time to create a focus goal. That's one way that you could fall in love with the process, not the product. Say you're starting a business or whatever. So, okay, these 20 minutes, this is the process I'm doing. Okay, this is the mission statement today or tomorrow. Okay, for 30 minutes, in the 30 minutes, I'm going to call all these different key people. 30 minutes, I'm going to do research. 20 minutes. So the major problem with most people, including myself, is that we'll have these unrealistic expectation and goals, and when we don't meet these goals or these objection or these the end goal, we get discouraged, and that's really where a lot of your procrastination comes from. What you need to do is just fall in love with the process of creating those things, and don't be so boggled down with the time, because at the end of the day, say you 3 months goal was to lose a certain amount of weight. It's better to have that lose that amount of weight in 6 months instead of 3 months. And I mean, well, let me rephrase that. It's better to lose that. Say, let's give a tangible goal of 30 pounds. Say it took you 6 months to do instead of 3 months. That's better than you not losing it at all. So you have to really think about the frame and stuff like that. So don't fall in love with the goal. Fall in love with the process, and each day reward yourself for things about that process. And like I said, it shows us everywhere. It's kind of sucks that certain things are linear time and things. And then think about how life works. When life works, there's a possibility that you might procrastinate. There's a possibility that's distraction. Build that into your list. So one thing I did learn when I was taking this Learning How to Learn course, is that I do my list the day of. Actually, it's better to do your list the day before and kind of preset yourself for the next day. Do your list the day before. Also close out your day so you can feel a sense of accomplishment. So when you close out your day, you do something hard, and then you go do your reward set. You don't feel any stress or any worry or grief from not rewarding yourself, because in those focus time, you accomplish your goal, whether it's little tasks or not. You accomplish a certain thing in that process, and you could feel a relief. I mean, statistically speaking, people that have a balance between exercise and life and other things and that, instead of just pounding their gears at a certain task, actually do much better, because that's just the way your mind works, is balanced. So you have to go through different modes of thinking. That you have a very intense focus mode, and you also have good diffuse mode, where kind of your mind bounces and goes all over the place and then makes neural connection to things that you never thought might even exist. But you can't get to that mode of thinking unless you're relaxed or having fun or playing or exercising or something like that, or being in social settings. So if you're not per se, like I said, I haven't been in major social settings lately, but I'll take a walk or exercise a lot, and then that accesses the different modes of thinking, or watch something funny on TV or something to put your mind in kind of relaxed mode. So that's just kind of short on how to really attack and to actually bring your goals to life. That's really the reality. This is the major reason that people are not they're accomplishing their goals, because again, they're so focused on the product, or that what's the finished product, and not focused on the process. When you enjoy and you fall in love with the process, and like I said, there's going to be uneasy at beginnings, because anything is uneasy when it's new. It's like a new habit. Think about when you're backing your car out for the first time. You're backing your car out is a very complicated process, or the first time you got on the highway. After that, you don't think about it. So there's the same thing with you learning and developing these new habits. So don't not do it because it may seem hard at first. And that's why I say take the certain time that you look at something called the Pomodoro technique, where it's a 25-minute to 22-minute timer of doing something. Like, think about the vision. I'm very holistic, big picture thinker. So I think about the visions of my stuff. So it doesn't matter if I get off track certain times. The vision of what I want for my life and how I want my life to be, and not how my vision for freedom, and I don't want to be trapped, keeps me kind of on task even when I mess up. It keeps me balanced. Okay, I might not do it Saturday, but every day I'm going to walk, or I'm going to do this. So like, make sure that you're never lose sight of the vision and emotionally why you're doing what you are doing. So really be sure of the vision and what that you want and what you want to create for your life. So don't, all it is kind of, like I said, is just a shift of perspective, just like the paradigm shift. It's not about trying to destroy the old habit, or trying to focus on, just like the law of attraction, where your focus grows, that's where attention grows, and that's what grows. So don't so much focus on, I'm a procrastinator, trying to destroy the old habit. Once you realize the cues and what gets you where you are, just adjust and focus on the new habit that you're trying to create. And then, like I said, do the system with, because procrastination has a great reward system. Whether you're surfing social media, watching reading a text message or whatever, there's an instant reward for that. Build up your own reward and build a brand new habit, and don't beat yourself down when you may fall short of that habit. So that's a little bit trick for goal setting and life setting goals. However, like I said, however you want to do it, whether it's business, weight, or whatever. It's really a process. Anyone that's extremely successful in any arena, whether it's like working out, financially, spiritually, they have a certain process that they go through, or a certain routine. And just like you wake up, brush your teeth, blah blah blah, that's a process that's been zombified. So when something is hard in the beginning, that's why there's a lot of inner stuff you have to do when you're creating something. You can't really worry about, okay, how this person doing, because if anyone's better at something, there is a point where there's like a natural gift. But once they're to a superb level at anything, that just means they've been exposed to that a lot more. So a lot of musicians, they'll have talented musicians under them. Saying like, if their father, your dad, or your mother is a musician, there's a possibility that you're a talented musician. But again, you're probably higher level than other people because you've been exposed to that much more. So once you really love something and you really have a goal, stop worrying so much about where a person is in respect to where you are, because like I said, the way the mind works is all the same. All that means is the person's just been exposed to that subject matter more than you've been exposed to it. And then when you're around people like me, I'm like a natural teacher, people that are willing to help you and get you to the next level without feeling threatened. Those are type of the people that you want to be around and exchange ideas and get you to your next level. So whatever your goal is, whether it's weight loss, business, whatever it may be, fall in love with the process. When you fall in love with the process, that's when you reach the goal. And sometimes it might take longer. Sometimes it might even be faster. But once that process is really what's ingrained in you, the goal is going to come naturally. It's just like evolution. Like, you eat a certain way, like you'll eventually lose weight. You walk every day. You do this. You work on your triceps and stuff. If you do it every day, you will eventually gain muscle. That is just the way of the world. That's just the way, those are just the way things are. So you have to have a belief in that, and upgrade your belief system. So this one's fall in love with the process, not the product, and that's for everything. And then you will hit every goal that you set for yourself if you fall in love with the process. Peace and love. Blessings.